Welcome to another edition of Dish It Out. Of course, with me, as always, or I'm with him, depending on how you look at it, the one, the only, Chef Fee.
Welcome. And joining us today, we have one of our students, Ray Montero. Going to spend some time with us, making us one of his recipes. And a little later on in the show, we're going to be doing some wonton variations.
Ooh, a little wonton action.
It is. It's good stuff. Stick around. You're going to like what you see. Welcome to Dish It Out. Welcome to Dish It Out. We're with our student, Ray Montero, who's, how long have you been in our program here, Ray?
I've been here about 2 years.
All right, so far so good?
So far, very good.
Okay, good. So now you're going to make for us a special dish. What are you going to prepare for us today?
I'm making it's an Italian dish. I'm not Italian, but my family has some connections with Italian heritage.
Oh,
we better behave ourselves.
Connections.
So it's a pizza frita, which is a fried pizza dough.
And it is delicious. I've had it before, and I think you said you're going to do a little pizza frita three-way, you said?
Three-way, yeah. 3 different variations of how people want to have it. Supposedly different parts of Italy, you have it different ways. So we'll do a tomato sauce with Parmesan cheese. My favorite is a tomato sauce with powdered sugar, which is very sweet. And then the other version is just sugar. So that would be the morning dish with coffee.
Okay, well, one of those is obviously going to work, or all of them for us. So
absolutely.
That's my favorite part. Okay,
so
let's start.
We'll get started.
As opposed to my favorite part, let's eat. So now, how did you make this dough? I know this is something you were just saying that you actually, I've seen you at Mercer County Italian Festival with your family, and you make. How many of these do you make in a day? Would you say during this festival?
I would say we average about 1,000 a day, and that's probably on a slow night.
1,000 on a slow night.
On a slow night, and that's probably a Thursday or a Friday. Come Saturday, Sunday, it could more than double.
That's a lot of freaking Frita.
That's a lot of Frita.
Yeah. So how do you make this dough? You have it already made.
I already have it made. Usually I use 00 flour, which is a pizza dough, and I rolled it out. This has been sitting overnight, so it's nice and soft, and that's pretty much it as far as no type of special dough or anything like that.
You actually made this for our hospitality club for one of our tastings that we had, and I think I had probably 3 of them.
Only 3? You're behaving yourself.
Well, that's all that was left.
After everybody else had like 5.
They're pretty addictive, I have to say.
Of course, our hospitality club is one of our many extracurricular activities we have here at the college, so there's always something going on here.
So we have stuff going on even on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays now.
That's right.
A lot of those non-credit classes, even some credit classes. Obtain your degree by visiting us in some evenings and weekends, depending on how you plan it out.
Exactly. All right. So what temperature do you want your oil at here?
I'm shooting for about 350.
We are exactly
between 350 and 400.
We're exactly 350.
So that means we can drop it in and fry some dough.
All right.
Fried dough. You hear that bubbling? It's bubbling goodness.
Yes, indeed.
Can we fry our wontons later, too?
You know, we probably could.
Sounds awesome.
This does not take very long.
No, this is pretty quick.
Well, he said he has to do over 1,000 of them a day.
Yeah, better not.
I hope it doesn't take too long. Although the lines at Mercer County with the Italian American Festival, those lines are tremendous. But I assure you, this is well worth the wait.
How long have you been involved in that?
We've been doing it for about 5 years in a row. When we first started, there was another tent that had pizza fritas, but they were overcharging. So we decided to lower our prices, and we are the only pizza frita stand at the Italian American Festival.
You know, price point and all those budgeting and management and food cost aspects, we cover all that stuff here at Mercer County Community College.
Yes, we do. And I believe you're in purchasing class this semester.
Yes,
so
I am.
Hopefully that'll assist you. Something like this can be a low food cost, but you know what? When people taste this, they see value in this deliciousness that we're going to enjoy soon.
Why don't we clear this out of the way here?
You don't like these sitting in front of me? Are you worried?
As a matter of fact, yes.
They will go quickly. So you did some of these ahead of time for us as well.
Yes, I did.
And show us what you're going to do. You said you're going to do three different
variations. So first one is pretty much the all-time favorite is tomato sauce with the Parmesan cheese. So the tomato sauce was already warmed, so cold tomato sauce wouldn't be good on this.
It's almost like the philosophy of hot food, hot plate that we always try to instill, right? Hot food, hot plate. Obviously, if the Frida now becomes your plate, if we serve cold sauce on it, it's not going to do much for keeping it warm.
Saying this is Parmesan, not mozzarella, right? Has a little more sharper flavor there.
Sharper flavor, a little more salt. And then
fat and salt go together really well.
My favorite, which is the tomato sauce, which might disgust some people, but once you taste it,
it quite honestly didn't sound very appetizing to me when you brought it in and did it as the club tasting. But I did try it and I enjoyed it. I'd still say the original is probably my favorite, with the Parmesan cheese and just that saltiness and the sweet tomato sauce together.
Right.
Just a natural fit. I see you're not a baker with the sifting.
I did sift it, but
And
I should have brought a sifter with me.
And
after
obviously
I
in
did
class you'd be wearing gloves to plate up. But since we're doing it this way right now, we'll allow it for these methods. Of course, you're getting some points off for sanitation, right, Sheffy?
Well, I did wash my hands, and I haven't touched anything bad, so I'm pretty sure we're in that safe zone.
And I'm sure it's not going to stop you from trying anything either.
Oh, heck no. Heck no.
And then the last one would be just sugar.
Now this is just granulated sugar?
Just granulated sugar. This is most likely a breakfast treat, so eat it with coffee.
What about a little cinnamon on there now?
You could do cinnamon if you really wanted to.
I would really want to. You know what else I'd like? If maybe turn that into like a hot fudge sundae with that as the base.
It's not a bad idea.
There's a
Banana split.
There's a lot of ways you can go with that.
Maybe for another segment.
He's learning quickly. Look, he's getting
That's
himself
it.
into another episode already.
All right. So we have 3 new ways to try different things with our pizza doughs here. And which is your favorite?
My favorite is the center, the tomato sauce with the powdered sugar.
Okay. We're going to have to give that a try.
I think they all look great. I don't think you can go wrong either way. And obviously, hopefully your family will be doing the Italian American Festival again next year. And be serving these for the public out there to eat and enjoy, just as we're going to do in a matter of
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
So thanks for joining us for this segment of Dish It Out. We'll be back right after this.
Manja.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, and we are back, and we're going to play with some wonton wrappers.
Wonton wrappers. Say it
Exactly.
isn't so.
It is so.
Oh, well then you
In
can't say
fact,
that.
we have some, we're going to use it 2 different ways. I'm going to be making just a faux tortellini, so instead of making a pasta, I'm just going to use my wonton wrappers and make a filling.
And that would be more Italian, and I'm going to go more into Eastern Europe, which would be maybe for Poland, or a lot of times in the Jewish customs, it's called kreplach. So we're going to make some kreplach using leftover ingredients from chicken stock.
Outstanding. So, would you like to go first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm sure you'll appreciate this for a few reasons. One, it's delicious. But more importantly, it's, what did you say before? Thrifty.
Yes.
It's thrifty because I have some fresh dill here that I'm going to add. And you can see here that this is nothing more than remnants from our chicken stock. So what would we normally do with that? Probably throw it away, right? Or eat it, but not typically. So you can see even the carrots in there and pieces of chicken that may have fallen off from backs and necks and things like that that we got probably for the equivalent of 10 to 30 cents a pound, right?
And of course, we this is boneless. You picked through the bones, right?
Sure. Yes, we did. We did. So I'm just going to add that with that fresh dill to our food processor here. Even a little remnants of the stock, a little extra flavor. And I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if you're going to be happy with the one expensive ingredient. Oh, I'm dropping everything over here. Just so excited to do this. And
Yeah.
just going to add to it a little fresh ground pepper, because we didn't really season our stock, so the dill is going to give it some flavor, a little salt and pepper for flavor, and this is going to end up being my filling for. And then the piece de resistance, a little, as you know, I love the white truffle oil, and just a little bit in there. Don't want to go crazy with it because it'll make the texture too smooth, and also very powerful in flavor.
Exactly. You just want that background flavor. You don't want truffle oil in your face, kind of.
No, exactly. I don't want that fist in my face either. I did have some heavy cream out there. Let me see if I can find that.
Yes. Part of what we call mise en place, making sure everything is in its place ahead of time.
I did have it, but it must have been moved inadvertently. So I'm going to add that in there. And actually, I used half and half because, after all, I am watching my figure, watching it increase in size. Although I think I'm on the verge of decreasing, believe it or not.
Be a beautiful thing.
It would be. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that on. I really want to kind of pulverize that because we're making a filling, so we want it nice and smooth. So I'm going to let that go essentially until it almost looks like a pate.
So if we had heavy cream in there, we almost got a mousseline going in there.
Exactly.
Covering that air.
Exactly. Or in the Jewish custom, we call it maybe a schmear. Schmear. No paps involved. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Oh, you could, but you don't.
I know. Isn't that terrible? So I am going to take a quick taste just to make sure seasoning's right. Everything's cooked in here, so.
The verdict is?
It's very good.
Okay.
Very good. So I'm ready with my filling.
Okay.
What do you have on your side going on?
All right. Mine's almost as complicated. I'll give you that pack. So what I have here is some regatta cheese, and probably about a cup.
I saw you reaching for the truffle oil.
And we don't need to add truffle oil here. So. I have some Parmesan cheese, probably about a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. I'll hold back on a little bit of it. So I'm going to use just under a quarter cup. And then I have some shredded mozzarella. So a quarter cup of that.
It's like a 3 cheese.
It is. It's a 3 cheese filling. And just to help bind it and lighten it up a little bit, we're going to put an egg in here.
And what's the egg going to do for it?
It's going to add some richness and help hold it all together so it doesn't all leak out the side. So it squirts
So if you're on
the side. We want it to all hold together. And as a filling, it doesn't look very attractive, but it tastes quite delicious.
I know the kids love it because it's another one that you do with the Camp College kids, and they love it.
We do, and we make we make garlic bread to go with it on
Absolutely.
that day from scratch. So this filling also works well if you want to do like an eggplant rollatini or anything you want to stuff with it, cheese stuffing.
So you can do
Works
it
well.
with chicken or eggplant or anything.
Without a doubt.
And maybe if you want to go like we always tell our students to set yourself apart, maybe use quail egg in there or something even richer. No?
I don't know how carried away I want to get with that. But I keep it fairly basic. Now our wontons here, you can see there's almost looks like a white powder on them, and that white powder is actually a starch, right? And that's what we're going to use to help. That's going to be the glue that holds this all together. So what I'm going to do is just get some water here, and I'm just going to paint my finger around the edge, and that's going to combine with our starch. And I'll take a little bit of our cheese filling here. And you don't want to put too much in here. If you put too much, it's just going to explode out the side. So.
And the kids find that out every year.
Yes, they do. Not so much. No. Some learn the easy way, some, well. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it over and press it together. All right, so now it almost looks, almost looking like if I wanted to put one on top of the other, I can make little raviolis. But what I want to do, though, is make it a faux tortellini. So I'm going to get the corners wet and just fold these two corners together. I got my this looks like a little bishop's hat here.
Exactly.
And then I'll wet the top end and fold this over. All right, and I'll get my finger out of there. And this is going to hold together as our tortellini. And what
Very
we'll do
cool.
is we'll we'll just put these in some hot water, all right, until they float. They take about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And because we want our filling to reach at least 145 degrees with the egg product in there.
And that was so quick and easy, and this is something people could obviously do ahead of time and put in the fridge and cook the next day if they wanted, right?
I made it myself. Yes, exactly. So you can line these up. And actually, it's not a bad idea if you take these, once you make these up, is set them in the refrigerator so they firm up a little bit, so they hold together a little better when you put them in the boiling water.
Well, since I have one that's using the same wonton wrapper with the crepe block, with the essentially almost like a leftover of chicken stock filling, which you could do anything, right? Beef, you could do potato, and
without a doubt,
and match up a sauce with it if you want, or put in a soup. And
yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. Different fillings, create your own unique kind of appetizers, and it's a great way to utilize leftovers. If I got a little bit of seafood left in there, I make some lobster and shrimp. I can make my seafood stuffing. And
how great would that be?
It would be good. Maybe another episode. So for now, we're going to make some of these and whip them out, and you'll see how they all come together before you get to eat them.
That's my favorite part.
We'll be back right after. All right, so quick and easy, went together quite nicely. We have our tomato sauce here based, a real nice appetizer. Again, just cheese stuffing, but again, if we wanted to supplement that with something else, easy enough to do.
And we have our crepe block with the leftover filling made from leftover stock with a little touch of cream, a little truffle oil, salt, and pepper, served in just some chicken soup. And we could take those instead of serving them in soup. If we wanted to just take them and we could maybe parboil them and saute them like you would pierogies.
There you go.
Do a potato filling if you want, or a sweet potato filling. It's really unlimited. That's the beauty of it.
Unlimited possibilities and unlimited opportunities for you to learn more about culinary arts here at Mercer County Community College.
Such a well-placed plug.
Thanks for joining us to enjoy our wonton man this year.